The planet is burning, and we have to do something about it before it's too late. And that's why nations from all around the world sit together and discuss how we can mitigate the climate change through an annual Conference of Parties, COP. Hello and welcome to the British University in Egypt. We are a group of biochemical engineers from the Faculty of Energy and Environmental Engineering, and we are honored to present to you the history of COP. So let's begin. For the first 6 COPs, from COP 1 to COP 6, it laid the groundwork for international climate action and paved the way for the Kyoto Protocol. The key milestones included the following: the establishment of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, at COP 1, providing a global framework for addressing climate change. At COP 3, the Berlin Mandate was adopted, launching negotiations for the Kyoto Protocol, a landmark agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Also, the establishment of guidelines for preparing national communications and emission inventories at COP 4, ensuring transparency and accountability in climate action. Finally, the initiation of activities implemented jointly under the pilot phase at COP 5, providing a framework for emissions reduction projects between countries. These early COPs marked a crucial turning point in global efforts to address climate change. The establishment of the UNFCCC provided a foundation for international cooperation, and the Kyoto Protocol set the first legally binding targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. While the Kyoto Protocol's implementation faced challenges, it laid the groundwork for more ambitious agreements in the future.
COP 7 to COP 12, with 192 participating countries, marked a period of advancement and consolidation in international climate action, building upon the foundation of the Kyoto Protocol. Key outcomes included the establishment of the Marrakesh Accords at COP 7, providing detailed rules and guidelines for implementing the Kyoto Protocol, ensuring its effective operation. The launch of the Adaptation Fund at COP 7, which established a dedicated mechanism to support developing countries in adapting to the impacts of climate change. The establishment of the Nairobi Work Programme on Impacts, Vulnerability and Adaptation to Climate Change at COP 12. The program addressed specific needs and challenges of vulnerable developing countries in adapting to the impact of climate change, promoting equity and resilience. The Kyoto Protocol remained a central focus during this period, with efforts directed towards its implementation and the development of a post-2012 framework. The protocol's significance lies in its historical role as the first legally binding agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions on a global scale, setting a model for future climate action.
COP 13 to COP 18, with 194 participating countries, marked a period of transition and progress in international climate action. Here is the most important key outcomes included in the following 3 points. First, the extension of the Kyoto Protocol's second commitment period to 2020 at COP 14, ensuring continuity in emission reduction efforts while the new climate agreement was being negotiated. Additionally, the adoption of the Durban Platform for Enhanced Action at COP 17, launching a negotiation process to establish a new comprehensive climate agreement applicable to all parties, transitioning from the Kyoto Protocol's focus on developing countries. Finally, the establishment of the Green Climate Fund at COP 17, providing a dedicated channel for climate finance to support developing countries in both mitigation and adaptation efforts. Surprisingly, this period marked a significant shift in international climate action, with the focus on expanding beyond the Kyoto Protocol and towards a more inclusive and global approach. The Durban Platform for Enhanced Action laid the groundwork for the landmark Paris Agreement, and the establishment of the Green Climate Fund provided crucial support for developing countries.
COP 19 to COP 24, with 195 participating countries, marked a pivotal era in global climate action. Culminating in the landmark Paris Agreement and its implementation, the key outcomes included the following: the adoption of the Paris Agreement at COP 21, aiming to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius, compared to pre-industrial levels, setting a global target for climate action. In addition, the establishment of a 5-year ambition cycle to review and ratchet up national climate action plans at COP 22, ensuring continuous progress and commitment. At COP23, the Paris Committee on Capacity Building was launched, supporting developing countries in implementing the climate action plans, enhancing their capabilities. Most importantly, the guidelines for implementing the Paris Agreement were adopted at COP24, providing clarity and operationalizing the agreement, ensuring effective implementation. This period marked a turning point in international climate action, with the Paris Agreement becoming the cornerstone of global efforts to address climate change. The agreement set a long-term goal of limiting global warming and established framework for countries to take ambitious and measurable actions. The establishment of various mechanisms such as the 5-year ambition cycle, the Paris Committee on Capacity Building, and the guidelines for implementation ensured that the Paris Agreement was not just an aspiration but a roadmap for concrete action.
As for COP25 to COP27, with 194 participating countries, marks a crucial phase in the global climate action. COP27 held in Egypt emphasized the urgency of implementing the Paris Agreement and accelerating climate action. As for COP27, the following was achieved: establishment of a loss and damage finance facility to address the impact of climate change on vulnerable countries, as well as the adoption of the Sharm el-Sheikh Adaptation Agenda, a comprehensive plan to enhance resilience for 4 billion people living in the most climate vulnerable communities by 2030. And finally, the strengthening of the global stocktake, a comprehensive assessment of progress against the goals of the Paris Agreement. As for COP28, which is scheduled for 2023 in the United Arab Emirates, is expected to focus on the following. Firstly, closing the emission gap and accelerating both clean energy and just a transition. Secondly, emphasize on global cooperation, finance, and adaptation to address climate change effectively. Thirdly, review of progress on implementing the Paris Agreement and the global stocktake. In conclusion, COP28 holds the key to accelerate the climate action and ensure the implementation of the Paris Agreement, with the world facing an escalating climate crisis. COP28 must deliver concrete outcomes to address the urgency of the situation and secure a sustainable future for all. The British University in Egypt has exerted a great effort when it comes to COP. Our university is no stranger to the COP climate measure. As a part of our climate awareness campaign, the British University organized a COP27 simulation model in 2022, which was a virtual practice for the real COP held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The British University continued with the same ambition, where a simulation was made to prepare for the COP28 to be held in the United Arab Emirates. And that was us. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to check out our social media account on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as our website. If you have any question, feel free to contact us via email.